What's going on, everybody? This is Flash the Samurai with my brother Rakim, aka Rakimism, and this is the Project and Reflect podcast.
The podcast for creatives by creatives, and today we talked about change and how that affects our respective crafts.
Awesome. So, stick around for the conversation. It's going to be fucking awesome. Cool intro starts now. But you've never felt that way. You've never felt when you've seen somebody else doing anything and you doing your thing, it's just like, damn, I got to get better.
Yeah, yes. Absolutely.
But not better than them.
No, I don't gauge.
Oh my God, that's wild.
I don't gauge my growth or where I'm at as a photographer based on other people, but I do see what I can work on or what they applied or how this proves to be successful for them. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just don't take any of it personal. But not to lose the topic of change that we're on.
Mm-hmm. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. We've talked about a little bit of, change in our lives, what we have going on in our projects and our trajectory and things like that. Mm-hmm. The change of, Jacksonville's narrative. We see that we're starting to have hubs that support Jacksonville more so and things like that, to where we don't feel like we have to leave out of this, take things out of the city to be successful.
On a personal level, really quickly, because you just moved into a new space. What does that mean for your creativity right now?
That's a very good topic. Moving into a new space with the
just more change. That's all. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm in the same boat. So, what does it mean for yours?
It's definitely allowed me to feel like I can stretch my arms out, have more space to feel more organized. I feel like I've created just a kind of like a headquarters for myself. Yeah. And all that it does is just trickle down and just makes things feel more fluid for me, which encourages more organization for me. And it's been a very good transition.
That's dope, bro.
How about yours? What would you say?
Mine is more so for the relaxation part of the change for me. Because I don't like recording from home. I don't like making music from home, because home for me is, I don't bring work home. I'm not a person who likes to record in their space, or you know what I'm saying. I like to get out of my crib to go record. You know what I'm saying, or get out of my crib to go write music. Like, I go sit by the water, write music. Like, you know what I mean. I live in Riverside. Like, you know what I mean. So it's just one of those things where I'm now in a space to where creating is just a little easier, because there's so many different things around me to inspire me. You know what I mean? Being isolated in these different places, going to record stores and just like flipping through records and seeing, oh damn, I remember what this sounded like when I heard it for the first time. But like, that's all because of the area that I changed into. Like, you know what I'm saying? I changed my environment, and now I'm right by a record shop. I'm right by where I hang out always. Like, you know what I'm saying? So the comfortability is there, but I'm also still trying to push the envelope of my creativity at the same time, and I'm just really appreciative that I'm able to do that, no matter the misgivings or the wild shit that's going on, the bills that have to be paid, like shit that has to happen. It's just still something that I'm super interested in and super grateful for. Right. You know what I mean? I feel like when it comes down to being in a different space, you have to find things you're grateful for. Right. Because now I live alone now. You know what I mean? And now that's happening, I have to sit with myself and deal with the demons that I have unresolved, and and the comfortability of being alone, and how uncomfortable it is. So uncomfortable in the beginning, to where you end up doing shit you don't really want to do, and fighting people over you don't really want to have over. You know what I'm saying? And it's becoming detrimental in a sense to my creativity and a lot of things that I have going. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just learning as I go of what's appropriate, what isn't. And I'm just thankful for the journey.
That's very honest. I would love to see what the rest of our viewers, how they correlate their spaces and the quality or the condition of their spaces, how that translates to their art.
Right. This is Project and Reflect.
Absolutely. I completely lost my thoughts. On that same note.
On the opposite foot.
Yeah.
He's not living in his own with his own thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
You're not having to create and cultivate a space with somebody else there.
Mm-hmm.
What does that mean?
Oh yeah, what the hell? You're creating with someone else in your space right now. Have you done that before?
I have done that before.
This is different though.
This is different.
This is a partner.
Well, it was the partner before.
Oh shit.
This time I would say that I just have a lot more active day-by-day support. And even when it might be misunderstood, like, why are you still working on something when, these are relaxation hours? Now I just can say that I have just complete 100% like support as to why I get this is a part of your relaxation, and this is how you wind down, is making sure that things are in order, or making sure that you're crossing your T's and all your I's are dotted.
Talk.
Just being in a space where, like I said, I can stretch my arms out and I'm able to just come home to a hub and just make sure that the business is at rest so that I can be at rest. But on that same note, recognizing that this home isn't just an office, it's not just work.
Right. So like, how does it feel? Because I'm so uncomfortable creating from home, like, or even putting forth effort for business at home. Like, why is that? Where is the disconnect there for me? Where do you know what I'm saying? I guess, how does it flow easier for you? You know what I'm saying? How do you view it in a sense?
I view it as honestly just like another like to-do task.
Is it almost as seamless as doing the dishes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
To be honest, compared to anybody in this room, I'm not sure, but like, I enjoy doing dishes. If anybody knows me personally,
that's crazy.
Dishes is something I like to check off on my list. I really do look forward to.
I don't know what he's talking about. Yeah. I have no.
It gives me
no idea what he's talking about.
It gives me, it's like an escape for me. Like, I'm able to listen to my music, but I literally tell my partner, like, I'm able to organize my life while I do house chores. I think that's something that I might probably did back in my younger years, but while I do house chores and, I'm making sure that things are swept off the floor, the yard looks right and everything, like, it literally just, it's like an activity to do while I make sure that everything mentally is also in check.
Wow. That's crazy.
But I also have to remember that my partner is slightly different in that aspect. So to make sure that this is a home and this is not just an office that she feels like she has to be clocked into, or feel like the amount of love, so to speak, that I exert is a result of how productive she is in the house. So it keeps me intentional to make sure that that I also do recognize my new space as a space for, love and fun, and not just all things business.
That's just crazy, because like, I
come from a militant household too. I come from a militant, like, very task-based, like, upbringing.
Wow.
So like, I don't feel complete and I don't feel sufficient unless I'm like checking things off my list. So that's where like my partner's difference in
so
like,
you're a psycho
language.
Is what you're saying.
That's
so you're a psycho is what you're saying.
No,
Go ahead,
I'm just
Kyle,
responsible. But
talk to these niggas. Ooh, talk to these niggas.
So based off of what you just said, I have two questions.
Yeah.
One is for you and one is for you. Based off of what you just said, do you believe that doing the household chore is a way for us to escape from clocking into the office?
For sure.
And that's why we treat it as a place to get our thoughts together, where we should be treating
This man said a psycho.
I'm sorry.
Where we should be setting time aside
Mm.
to get our thoughts together and treating the household like a household
Mm.
and clocking in like clocking in. It's the effect of working from home, which not just creatives are dealing with now.
Right.
A majority of society.
Yeah. A lot of
Right.
society. Excuse me.
The last 2-3 years.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts on that?
I'd have to go with the former. Like, I'm probably less apt to set aside the time outside of me doing chores and things. I'm very big on like knocking out as many birds as I can with one stone. So me doing those house chores, but also organizing my life mentally while I'm doing those house chores, it's kind of like the just like inadvertent like therapy session that I provide for myself. And my partner, whether she understood it or not before I explained it, like the fact that she tries to understand it and kind of like goes along with it is just a huge like just
But you do
just support
understand
system for
how
me.
difficult it is to understand, though, correct?
Yeah, I definitely
Okay.
understand how different it is from her. What do you call it?
Career choice.
Routine.
Yeah, or even that. For me, it's a career choice. A career choice creates the routine. Like, you know what I'm saying? This is what I want to do, so this is how I have to do what I do on a daily basis to get where I want to go. You know what I'm saying? I think that, like, I've dealt with a lot of women who don't understand, like, no, I need to block this hour out to write. You know what I'm saying? Because if I don't, you know, it's detrimental to my craft and what it is that I'm really trying to do. You know what I mean? I feel like you know what I'm saying, whoever because I'm a single person. So whoever I'm dealing with at the time, or come on. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. Just please let me at least get it off. So whoever I'm dealing with at the time of me, you know what I'm saying, of introducing them into my life, it's more so, this is who I am. This is how I operate. You know what I mean? And if you're not willing, why are you laughing, bro? See, I've been trying to get my shit off and he laughs, bro. This is why I'm going to quit Project and Reflect. And he's going to do it by himself. Well, it becomes, for me, what home is. Home is an escape from everything that plagues me outside of home. You know what I'm saying? The comfortability that I have at home. You know what I'm saying? When I'm rapping, I'm essentially uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying? I have to get on stage. I have to be in front of people. I have to get in the booth. I have to do all of these things that I'm not comfortable. I'm comfortable writing. That's it. You know what I'm saying? I can write from home. I can do whatever it is that I want to from home. But outside of writing from home, everything else is uncomfortable for me. You know what I mean? So the comfortability that home provides me makes me not want to do anything uncomfortable inside of a place that makes me as comfortable as possible. You know what I mean? And I don't want that. You know, so for it to be, because I had this set up at my old place, you know what I'm saying, and we trying to record, and I'm just kind of like, bro, I'm not feeling this. You know what I mean? And it's just like, bro, this is weird to me, like, to record from home and then go lay in the bed. Are you shitting me? This is different. Like, I don't like this. You know, so that's why I love going to studios. If I don't really like the studio at all, but if I'm going to record music, I'm going to go to a studio or going to go to somebody who's comfortable with doing it from a mic being this far from their bed. You know what I'm saying? Like, that is, I can't do it. It's just so uncomfortable. I don't like it. You know what I mean? Because one, I don't want to learn how to engineer. Two, I don't want to learn how to produce. I just want to rap. And to do that, I will go as far as I can to do so. But you know, it is what it is, bro. Like that's just weird to me.
So writing at home is...
Yeah, writing at home is just because it's just me expressing myself at that point. You know, and I can express myself in my home, but then when you ask me to record and to put something together now you're asking for a job, and it's just kind of like, all right, God damn it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to do a job at home. I don't want to work from home. Like, you know what I'm saying? Even with these remote jobs that people have, I would never work from home. I can't. That's how I treat it, though. I can't speak for everyone. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? I can't speak for anyone or whoever. How you guys do it is how you guys do it. If that works for you, that works for you. But I know that I write better at home. You know, but I don't record at home at all because it's like my bed is right there. I'll go lay down right now on your ass. What are you talking about? Like, like I don't, you know what I mean? When it's time to like, because I think of music as a job. It's been an outlet for me for so long. But once you start seeing commas, it's kind of just like, oh, okay. You know what I mean? You have to look at it a little bit different. It's still very fun to me. It's still my calling. It's still something that I love to do at a high level. But at the same time, I can't bring it home. And you know what I mean? Because when I come home, it's like, you know what I mean? I don't have to worry about anything that's out there. Music is out there. You know what I'm saying? Unless I bring it in here to write it, it's out there for me. You know what I mean? So I don't try to, nah.
Well, what challenges do you feel like you've had to overcome or just like readjust in your method, so to speak, with the way that the world is changing and marketing is changing? We see platforms changing.
I don't change with the world, though.
So how does that affect your art if you're not changing with the world?
It doesn't. I've never created anything to go with what the world is doing. I've never done that. I've always created with how my life is going and how, you know what I'm saying, I'm operating in a sense of, because the people who listen to me because what I do and what I say based off of my thoughts and my imagination or my life. When they like my songs where I talk about how heartbroken I am, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they like that I'm moving in this direction, and this next project is going to have all of that for them. You know what I'm saying? From the writing of the great writing that I do as far as rap goes, and then those expression moments to where I'm able to express myself at the highest volume possible. You know what I mean? And I think that if you really listen to me, you're gonna really like this project. Like, you know what I'm saying? So that it comes from those type of like experiences and shit like that. That has nothing to do with what the world is doing. You know what I mean? If you're living your life how you're living your life, how can the world tell you what to do at all?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Unless you're trying to live with what the world is doing. And I think we get so caught up in those moments to where a lot of people are trying to create art, but doing it from a content creation standpoint. You know what I'm saying? You're trying to create something for people to watch, but you want to call it like an art. Like, you know what I'm saying? You're just trying to get a certain type of like viewership without trying to put the effort forward that makes it an art for me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like the how deep your imagination can go. Like how much you are invested into something. Like you know what I'm saying? I can go on a track and rhyme, cat, hat, bat, track, black, smack, all of that. I could do that and then put it out. You know what I mean? Now I'm just I'm a content person trying to put some shit out, trying to get it to go crazy overnight.
Well, I remember you referencing on one of our last episodes that everything that you show up to has to involve money at some measure because that's where you're at in your career.
Unfortunately.
So knowing what content creation demands from artists, how does that make you approach your marketing plans, so to speak, as a group or individually?
Well, for individually, it makes me realize. What they expect from you. For me, I'm solidifying my core fan base as much as possible at this point in my career, because those are the people who are gonna buy things. Those people who are gonna show up to shows. Those people who are gonna, you know what I'm saying, do all these things to where this like core fan base is like, oh, we rocking with him for what he does. Like, you know what I mean? And then I get that love culture look from what we do, who those core fan base are, is like, who like me, you know what I mean? Or what I do, they like what I do. So they gonna come over here and listen and be like, this is what I came for. Project and reflect. They like what I'm saying. They like what you saying. Don't get me wrong, but they like what I'm saying a little more because fuck you, bitch ass nigga. But but they. I'm sorry, but they like just unclench your fist, bro. That's all. But they like what, you know what I'm saying, is being said from my end, and they take it and they want to know, oh, okay, so he talks about his music, let me hear what it sounds like. You know what I mean? And now it becomes,
I ain't never heard none of your music.
That's bullshit. That's bullshit.
Bullshit.
Right. But like it becomes who's listening, who's not, you know what I mean? The people who are listening, let's make them feel special. You know what I mean? The people who are listening, who are supporting, I want to make them feel as special as possible, bro. Like, that's it. You know what I mean? And we move forward that way, bro. You move forward with 100 people spend $10. You made $1,000 literally off of, you know what I'm saying? Like, easily. You feel me? That's cool with me. Like, I'm not going for the glitz and the glam. Like, if I can make $1,000 off of who listening over here, like, or I can make it this over here, I can pay bills. You heard? Like, that's cool with me. That I'm cool as long as I know that I'm the best rapper around. Like, fuck it. So, am I weird? Is that weird?
Hey,
I might be a little weird.
That's for the viewers to comment on. What else has proved? What other changes in your recent life has proved to be a catalyst for your art, or
nigga, what changes in your life has proved to be catalyst in your art?
I literally just asked you the question.
I know. So more so, me just trying to rectify and straighten my life out, kind of, sort of, because like I've been kind of wilding. You know, they literally set up an intervention for me, ladies and gentlemen. They can be in here and like flex like that shit didn't happen, but it definitely happened. They set up an intervention.
Hey, people that don't love you don't set up.
No, that's what's the word? That's facts. Interventions, like, yeah. And they set up an intervention for me, and it made me stop and be like, God damn it. Like, because it was so real and so right. And it was just, yeah. So I'm chilling for the most part. I'm trying to relax. I'm trying to like focus more on the things that we have to do. But I was in a new space and trying to experience new things and
Get acclimated.
You know?
Shake 'em.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Doing these hoes like dice. Like, you know what I'm saying? Nah, I'm joking. That's a joke. That is a joke.
Honesty in all comedy. Honesty in all comedy.
No, I'm just trying to get acclimated into where I am now and how things move and just kind of just I'm having a great time and I need to have a even better time putting in my best foot forward for the things that are going to make me money in the end.
At least for Project and Reflect.
At least for us.
Right.
Yeah. Because, I mean, but also for Love Culture and also for myself.
Right.
So it's like, at least for this, but then it's just kind of like, or at least for these things too. Like, you know what I mean? So it's kind of, I got to kind of just chill, bro. And I'm cool with chilling. Like, even though it sucks and it's not fun, I'm cool with chilling. It helps me be more introspective. You know what I'm saying? It helps me not run from like the emotional standpoint of trying to put my feelings out there for people to understand because I'm not the only person who feels like I feel. You know what I mean? So being able to put my emotions out there and for me to reflect on certain things and my drinking habits, my, you know what I'm saying? My lusty thoughts and just being able to hold myself to a certain schedule, to certain type of guidelines and put myself in place to not be doing certain things is just what's important right now. And that helps my creativity in the long run. And I'm just trying to make sure that like I'm not, because I'll easily fuck everything up just being who I am. I have a very destructive personality. Either I destroy everything around me or everything inside of me. You know what I mean? And I don't want to do either right now, especially with how tentative things are and how well we're moving right now. Because we have a couple episodes out right now, and we are moving in a upward type of like slope as far as this goes. You know what I'm saying? And I'm very grateful for it. And I'm very grateful for you, Wade Saylor, Keita. I'm grateful for everybody here. So I feel like if I let all of you down, you know what I'm saying, then there's nobody I can look at and be like, you fucked this up. I have to look in the mirror at that point.
All right.
And I don't really want to look in the mirror if I'm not gloating or, you know what I'm saying, bigging myself up or, you know what I mean? Like, that's kind of crazy. How did this episode become about me?
No. It's not. So for me, you took it there.
Right.
I was asked a question. You know what? I'm tired of this.
No, you're good. So we talked before, destructive personality, creating from dark spaces, depression, all of those things. How does that tie into the broad spectrum of art? How does that tie into the broad spectrum of art in society? Do people want to see destructive behavior?
Absolutely. People like to see weddings like they like to see car crashes. You want to see the destructiveness, but you also want to see how beautiful it is at the end of the day too. Which is why I create. I was clutching that hoe. I was holding on to that bitch. But which is why I create from both like places. Like, you know what I'm saying? With this next project, you're gonna see both from me.
Right.
You're gonna see me create from a place of like imagination and you know what I'm saying, great stainings, but you're also gonna see me create from a place of brokenness that, you know what I mean, I have run into with a lot of women that I've dated or a lot of people that I just encountered in life. Period. You know what I mean? So I'm just trying to take what I've learned, apply it, and then move forward in life. You know what I'm saying? Put the project out, put the music out, and never look at it again. You know what I'm saying? Of course, I'm going to promote it and do all of that shit, but I probably will never listen to it again. You know what I mean? I don't want to. You know?
How does that apply to you?
Well, on that same note, just anybody great that I've like been attracted to by terms of art or just like studying people's journeys, seeing how they humanize their process has been nothing but a catalyst more so for my art, knowing I'm literally a survivor by definition. and that reflects in my art. If you see me ramping up, post and producing more and more, I'm probably going through something, because that's the way art is, the way that I get through it. So knowing that, and if I'm able to be more vulnerable in my art process, I'm hoping that that's proving as a catalyst for somebody else's art as well. Yeah. That's literally why I'm on the podcast talking about it.
That's some real shit, though.
I feel like it was a safe space to let artists know that, aside from business standpoint and having a good face to your brand, it's also okay to be human, and to recognize those moments when you need to reapproach the drawing board, or you need more inspiration, or
when you need to change something, bro.
Absolutely.
Like, what I'm saying?
Just talk about it.
Yeah, some people just don't get a chance to talk about the things that they're going through enough. Like, you know what I mean? And I think that the more time we get to do that, or because art sometimes leaves you alone, you know what I'm saying, by yourself, not anybody to be there for you, to help you out from what you're going through, and all of these different things. And it's kind of just like, you kind of on an island in a sense, and I'm just now understanding how detrimental being on that island is for me. I can't.
Detrimental, or just like uncomfortable and new?
Well, I'll say detrimental just because I haven't figured out how to capitalize on it yet. So now it looks like uncomfortable and new, but it also looks like imposter syndrome. You know what I'm saying? For me, I'm running into that, like, I know who I think I want to be, but am I really that person? Like, you know what I'm saying? Am I really in line with being that person? Am I really taking the necessary steps to be him? And that shit is frustrating. And there's just nothing you can do about it but solidify who you are through your art. And that's how I feel like because we can be human, but I feel like I'm so much more than that.
I feel like your art can reveal to you, though, who you are.
Facts. These are, hold on, nah. You said some wild shit just then. Yeah. You said some wild shit just then. Thank you. No, your art can definitely reveal to you who you are, because there's certain things that you do in your art that you didn't even know that you did.
Did it probably on airplane mode, which is
probably on autopilot. And that's fucking crazy to me. I remember writing something like my Bliss verse for Love Culture. The last line of that shit says, "The person in your way is in the mirror." Not knowing how impactful that shit would have been to my life. Like, you know what I'm saying? And when I wrote it, I'm just recording it, done, boom. I go back and listen to that shit. I said, God damn. No way I just said that. Like, you know what I'm saying? With how much I step in my own way, how much, you know what I'm saying? I wrote that from a subconscious space. You know what I'm saying? To where I knew that shit was going to play an impact in my life way further down the line, you know what I mean? And now I'm like looking in the mirror like, damn, you are really in your own way right now. You are really destructing you are self-sabotaging. For what? Man, that's fucking crazy.
I've got two things off of that.
Yeah.
First is, what do the both of you say to artists who create to reflect what it is they're going through, which both of you tend to be in, and artists that create to pull people away from the fact that they don't want them to go through what it is they went through. So you have
like artists like that latter sounds like Kid Cudi in a sense.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
It's honestly where essentially the idea stems from. This is what I am. This is what I'm going through. And this is what I would love for you to be. So you never experienced this.
But I feel like, do you want to answer?
No, listen.
Okay, so like when it comes down to something like that, in my opinion, you have artists like Kid Cudi who saved a lot of us. Like, you know what I'm saying? People in my lane, in my generation, you hear Mr. Rager and you think like, I see what you went through in your life specifically. There's no way that I don't feel some type of something from this because of what I'm going through as well. You know what I mean? There are people who lost parents, people who've lost a lot of people that's not in your control. You You know what I'm saying? That sends you down a dark path. You lost a brother, lost a sister, lost parents, lost really good friends of yours, send you down a dark path. And he makes this type of music telling you, yo, I come from this as well. This pain, this loss, this standpoint, but you can be this. Like, you know what I'm saying? And from a lot of times it feels like, yo, you don't have to go through this, but it's just like, yo, Kid Cudi, I'm going through this. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like right now, you know what I mean? So it becomes like, and it's just so crazy because it feels like you said, that's what he's kind of saying. Like, you don't have to go through this. And it's just kind of like, bro, this is what's happening in my life currently, you know? So it's difficult for me to say, you know, like, no, when it is yes consistently throughout your whole projects.
So that's what I'm asking is from a visual standpoint, an audio standpoint,
what does it look like from a visual standpoint for you?
Well, no. So what I'm asking is what is it for someone to go da 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 da? This is the darkness, and for someone to go, I've been through the darkness and I want to paint the light. So what is that? That's the question I'm asking.
I don't know how to do that. I've never done it.
No, not for you.
Okay.
What does that mean to you as an artist? That we have in art, period. Both sides of the spectrum. You have artists that convey the dark, what life is. And you have the other person who conveys the sunrise.
Wow. Do you just win things and start become more philosophical? Is that's what's happening right now?
Apparently.
Jesus Christ. Oh my God.
The only place I can speak from, I guess as a visual artist, because whether it's client work or creative work, being able to capture maybe some light that you're not living in, but you're capturing the light of somebody else that they're living in to promote whatever it is. It's just like, I don't know, being a visual artist, completely opposite from an auditory artist, like, you could probably capture spaces or, you know, things or ideas that you're not necessarily in, but you're capturing things that are inadvertently and introspectively inspiring you to keep on going.
It's like, it's in that sense where you know what beauty looks like.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so for you, where you, even if you're not in it, you know what it looks like, so you're able to capture it a lot easier.
Absolutely. And just the act of getting out of your house to go deliver a service that you got, you know, paid for, and you need to show up professionally for, outside of your emotions, that can just be a form of therapy or just inspiration or encouragement for you, because you're capturing, you know, you could be, to just illustrate it, you could be in the very depths of your downfall or just demise, but you've got to go to a newborn photo shoot. Like there's a lot of times where shoots that I've gone on has just like awakened me in inspiration and just creativity.
That type of shit would awaken me spiritually.
Yeah.
Just because like I'm going to a newborn photo shoot while my life is in the depths of kind of like fucked upness, and now I see somebody with a clean slate. You know what I'm saying? Understand that I could get to that point eventually. Like, you know what I'm saying? And that's crazy to me, bro. Man, I wish I could go through something like that, because for me, it's just like back to the fucking drawing board. Like, you know what I mean? Even when I experience certain things, being able to convey them and interpret them in my own way just isn't the easiest.
Do you ever feel like you have that type of synergy on a session with maybe another, you know, collaborating with another auditory artist in your field?
Well, it really depends on what direction they want to go in. I never try to dictate the direction. I never, we finna rap about this. You know what I'm saying? It's more so like, how are you feeling?
Has another artist's vibrancy ever added color to your life at the moment?
Intricate the Almighty has always added a certain type of like, where I'm very black and white, he's always added shades of green, shades of blue, shades of yellow within, you know what I'm saying, us writing together and and shout out to Intricate, bro. I'm sorry, we're going to get up. I promise you. I promise we going to get up, because I need that right now. I need his mind right now in my life. But I haven't created the space to where we'd be able to create comfortably yet. And it just seems like I'm ducking him and I'm not. That's a communication error on my part. Anywho, he's been very instrumental in putting certain type of color into things that were not colorful to me. You know what I mean? Tale of Two Swordsmen was a very great example of that. Him showing me certain things that I would have never rapped on or I would have never approached was just really dope for me and for him. It started with a track that I would have never rapped on, and I rapped on it, and I did things that I never thought I would do on it. And don't get me wrong, he kicked my ass, but at the same time, I ended up being very happy that I had that experience. You know what I'm saying? Because he's fucking dope, and I really appreciate him. I gotta call him after this. It just made me realize that.
So question number 2 of everything you guys talked about, as an artist, we are responsible for reflecting life. What is that like showing up knowing that a paycheck or a bill or a whatever the case may be
is attached,
rides on the idea that you have to reflect life?
Do you? Because like, if you ask me to rap on some shit, you know how I'm coming. I reflect destruction on tracks and get paid for it. Like, you know what I'm saying? I came to fuck something up. I didn't, you know what I'm saying? You're not gonna pay me for this, you know what I'm saying, service and not get Flash the Samurai. Like, you know what I'm saying? You're not going, you just not, you know what I'm saying? Unless we doing like a L.O.V.E track, then it's cool, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But if you send me a beat and you send me that bag behind it, I'm coming to fuck something up. Like, but people know this about me. So like, it's no real, you know what I'm saying? It's not a surprise. You know, it's just one of those things where it's like, I'm coming to fuck something up and that's what's really going to happen. You know? What about you?
Me personally, I came to capture your handsome or beautiful baby in the best light that you've ever seen that baby in. If it's not a newborn,
fuck them kids.
If it's not, wow. If it's not a newborn session, kind of like we talked before in a previous episode, like whatever type of session it is, I came to capture what that message is.
Yeah.
And you know, the creative spin that I put on it is how I perceive it. But what that does for me at the end of every session is just, it brings me out of how I'm feeling. Or it encourages me out of how I'm feeling. Yeah, that's the privilege of being a lifestyle photographer. And it doesn't mean I have to like disintegrate what I'm feeling or put it to the side, but just that photography shows me just other perspectives than what my mind keeps me in. And I think that's literally what keeps me.
No. We not glassing over that. That was crazy.
Yeah.
Photography showing you... Say it one more time for the people, please.
Literally, photography shows me other people's perspectives than what else is in my mind.
The way you live on a consistent basis.
Yeah, and I can't even say or front that I'm like in a... whatever space that I'm in, like, none of it is, like, absolute. But just, like, photography just keeps me in a ever-growing... space of reflecting what's in front of me. Is very much a mirror. Anytime somebody sees me in person, whether it's a compliment or just identification of who I am or whatever it might be, I literally just tell people that I'm literally a mirror of what you're saying or seeing in me.
That's fucking crazy.
And that's how I treat it.
This is why he needs to be here. This is why none of you can be a co-host, and it only can be Rakim. But like for me, because that's just incredible to me, bro. For you to be the person that you are, how talented you are, how just upper echelon you are when it comes to the way that you create the product that you put out and the way that you present that product. Like those type of things are just incredible to me. So for you to just like kind of just like brush it off and tell yourself and this person that is talking to you, giving this compliment that you're a fucking mirror is wild to me. Are you hearing this shit? Like, that's wild to me. If you've never seen the type of product that this man puts out, you know what I mean? And that's just insane to me, bro. And there are not too many people who can, you know what I'm saying, appreciate that shit the way that I do.
I appreciate
you know what I mean?
that
And
deeply.
you know, that's man. This it's just crazy. I appreciate you being here, and I appreciate Wade Saylor and Keita. Love y'all. Thank y'all.
So let me ask
Absolutely.
you, so does that mean? Because again, the blanketed statement as an artist is it's our responsibility to reflect life.
That's a blanketed statement.
It's our responsibility.
Yeah.
That applies to the art world.
Across the board. Fair enough. Fair enough.
But do you think that as the coin we have termed an auditory artist,
I just love it.
It's kind of fire.
it is your responsibility to reflect your world and the life around you. And as a visual artist, it is your responsibility to not only reflect the world around you, but the environment at which you are placed in at that time. Where he gets to live in what it is he's doing all the time.
Consistently.
You are placed
Ever so changing.
we are placed in situations where it is a product of the environment itself.
That's insane.
Just what,
That's a wild way to look at that.
talk about it.
Because for me, like you said, for me personally, it's my world is either what I'm living or what I can imagine. You know what I'm saying? My imagination and my intellect drive a lot of the music that I make, and also the life that I live, of course. Like, you know what I mean? But my intellect and my imagination are the driving forces to how I put my things together. You know what I'm saying? So when I can imagine certain things that have not happened, like, I don't know, I don't think I've created too many things that from a personal standpoint that haven't happened. A lot of my personal things are actual personal things. So when it comes down to those and I'm putting those things forward, there's somebody else who listens to me who hear that and be like, bro, this is exactly what I needed to hear at the time that I needed to hear it. Where I don't know how to, you know what I'm saying, do anything else, but what from those personal experiences, what I put out, I can't do anything else from that. You know what I mean? Unless I'm doing the other shit, of course. But when it comes to that, I know that more people can relate to this than anything else that I put out. You know what I mean? A lot of people can't relate to, you know what I'm saying? What's some hard shit that I said? I call zone 4, you see 30 bullet banana clips. You don't know what that's like. Like, you know what I'm saying? I've seen that. You know what I'm saying? Niggas pull the shit out of the trunk and kind of, no names, of course, but I've seen that. Like, you know what I mean? I can call these people, like, you know what I mean? And be like, yo, I have a situation going on over here. But at the same time, if I'm talking about the heartbreak of where this girl left me, the situation this girl left me in, the things that I've been through, as far as what women is concerned, we all can relate to that. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it's just one of those things where it's like, you can talk universal or you can talk from your perspective alone. And I try to do both and try to get people to see both. That's just how I, you know what I'm saying, how I go about it.
So I think customer service based, I have more of a responsibility to reflect what my client needs me to reflect.
Interesting.
It's not of any service for me to come to a graduation trying to reflect the state of the world, but like, and this
But you
is
do
something.
reflect hope. You do reflect hope in those type of, yeah, absolutely.
You have to think about it that way. Their graduation
Is
their world,
exactly,
their family's world.
exactly.
That is
We literally had that same thought at the same time.
capturing that.
Right.
That,
In that moment.
I
you
am.
think about it like that or not.
I think I
There's
can.
a certain type of like triumph that you're
Yeah.
capturing to where it gives somebody the goal to go further.
I just think the creative flex, so to speak, gets separated from like, all right, this is service and deliverables compared to this is exhibit and this is your time to shine about your perspective only. So that is something I want to pay more respects to as of recent. These are conversations I've been having. These are things that I've been orchestrating so that I can flex, you know, not even flex, but just shed light on what are my perspectives of the world? What have I ever overcome? What in dates? And because this is what I just learned that, you know, the Jesse just recently had a artist panel that wanted to highlight, you know, artists telling their stories and how marketable that is, but how important that is as well. So I save those things for creative expression, marketable expression. But when it comes just to an invoice, so to speak, I'm really just illustrating my perspective on what that is, but still making sure that I'm paying homage and alluding to what my client needs me to relate illustratively.
So you capture it in a very selfless type of
absolutely.
aspect.
Yeah. Maybe how I'm seeing it compared to Miss Keita or Wade Taylor. But when it comes to, you know, the exhibits and when it's about me, then I'll make it about me. But one, that's very uncomfortable for me because I'm not used to turning the light around on me.
Yeah. And two is also kind of very like seldom as well. Like where it becomes about you. You always
very
have
seldom,
clients.
very vulnerable.
No, absolutely. And like where does that vulnerability lie?
I don't see it as a burden. I guess I see it, to be completely honest, not sugarcoating anything. It's probably a distraction. It's very much a distraction, and I can straight up say on this podcast, whether it gets aired or not, that a lot of my work distracts me from what I'm going through. To be completely honest,
can I say that I'm jealous?
Yeah. I can see how that would be.
I can say that I'm jealous in a sense because you can create and capture somebody else's whole different, like something completely outside of yourself. To where you can capture what somebody else is doing, what somebody else is going through, and it still be, damn, that nigga fire.
A maternity session has zero to do with it.
Exactly.
No matter what happened that morning.
But if I'm being an auditory artist, I have to create more so from my imagination or from my emotions or from this standpoint of having to put my best foot forward, even in things that I feel uncomfortable. You know what I mean? And it sucks, you know what I'm saying? Because then you burn bridges, you lose relationships, you learn, you know what I'm saying, as much about yourself to where it becomes, but this is my life. You know what I mean? And I have to talk about my life, like, you know what I mean? Because I'm an auditory artist and I can't just give you all of the imagination that I have to give you some real life at the same time.
Has there ever been a time where you've seen your growth and your art, I guess, grow in the same space? Like, this is not normally what
The thing is, anytime I go through something very deeply traumatic, my art just elevates for some reason. Or when I do like shrooms or like acid or some shit like that, which Project and Reflect does not, we do not reflect.
Do not try these at home.
Yeah, no, we don't do that shit as a whole, but as individuals, sometimes we have to explore. But so I go through these things and like I realize I have these just awakenings of who I am and what I want to do and who I want to become, and just understanding that I'm one with the breeze, I'm one with this earth, I'm one with everything. So when I create something, I'm creating from a place of experience that I've been here throughout this whole lifetime, but I've been here before, and I've been here after as well. So I'm just trying to collect all of that information and all of that data and trying to create that, but in an auditory presence, in an auditory way, instead of like something visual, which is why I'm so jealous, because you can create from that standpoint without ever having to put yourself in it for real. Yeah. When I do this, that's the only person I can put in it. You know what I mean? It's myself.
Your art field is more testimony. Mine is more reflection.
Yeah, absolutely. Mine is more project, or is more reflect. And that's why this works the way it does. Like, you know what I'm saying? Should we close on that? Is that it? Is that it? But this has been Project and Reflect, the podcast for creatives, by creatives. We do appreciate you guys for tuning in once again. I have been Flash the Samurai. This has been Rakim, aka Rakimism. Thank you guys again. I love you. He loves you. We love you.